Are jaw harps safe? Now in the past people have asked me this quite a bit and I tell them they're relatively safe. As a beginner, things that you might avoid is don't just delve right into the harp. Don't just pick up a harp randomly and start playing it as hard and as fast as you can without getting a feel and knowing the harp and knowing what it's like to play the harp. The places where people run into problems where they're going to get tooth damages, if you have decaying oral health or weak teeth. Now, if you have weak teeth and things such as tough foods, candies, jerkies are going to break your teeth or harm them, other harps you might look into are lip played harps like Corinding and Hone Tongue. Or Dan Moya's, they're played up against the lips instead of up against the teeth. That's going to be much safer for you if you have tooth, gum, oral problems. Now, for those of us who want to play harps, you don't want to just hammer away and play as hard and as fast as you can without knowing your harp. As a beginner, the places where you're going to run into problems are on your stiffer reeded harps, and if they have large ball-shaped triggers. Some of the ones like Snoopy harps, Hobby Lobby mouth harps are good examples of this. They're very stiff reeds and they have loop triggers. The problem where people run into is not necessarily the reed itself, which is the vibrating piece of spring steel in the middle hitting their teeth. It's when you pluck outward and your finger catches. Say this is our large ball loop trigger. Your finger slides along the base there and catches on the bottom part of the ball. What happens is you take a harp and it catches and it'll draw the harp away from you and slap it right back into your teeth hard. Now I've had this happen before and haven't suffered any damage, but it did scare me for just a split second. So if you're going to pluck outward on harps with large loop triggers and especially stiff reeds, I let my finger contact the outside of the ball, just brushing it. And starting off as a beginner, it's always going to be safer for you to pull the harp toward you because there's no risk of taking the harp and having it go outward and slam up against your teeth. Other options would be like your bent triggers. They're not going to catch so much on the outward stroke. But it's going to be perfectly safe as you get more acclimated and more used to the harp and get the feel and the muscle memory of playing the harp to pluck outward. So just take your harp, be careful with it. If you've never played before, start out playing slow, know your harp, know where your trigger's at, and it's going to be relatively safe for you. And the world we live in, not everything's safe. Skateboarding, playing basketball, pretty much all physical activities and some instruments are going to incur a little bit of risk. But I enjoy the jaw harp very much, and I have played jaw harps for tons and tons of hours, dozens, hundreds. I'm not even sure. I don't even keep track anymore, and haven't suffered any damage to my teeth yet. And keeping your teeth and your gums and your mouth in good oral health and good and strong is going to help as well as proper smart technique. And once you get a little bit of time playing the harp under your belt and get used to it and know your harp and know where the trigger's at, you're going to be able to play very, very fast without, risking much damage at all. This is a Masco average, pretty stiff reed, big ball loop trigger. We can play it pretty fast. Now it's pretty aggressive and fast playing, and I didn't have the harp come away from my mouth one time. Didn't have any damage to my teeth. A little bit of clicking we seen was as I started to get wild. I wasn't quite swinging true because I was playing about as fast as I can play. Well, that's going to be it for our jaw harp safe. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.